JP Morgan just told their clients that there is a 40% chance of a recession this year. Goldman Sachs said 25, and that's a substantial warning. When the two largest banks in the world start pricing in a recession, you need to move fast. So let's break down what this means and what happened the last time they said it, and what you need to do before the 40% becomes 100%.
You just heard the number, 40%. Let me tell you what that actually means for you, and why the next 9 minutes could be the most financially useful thing you watch this year. Here is the question most people are sitting with right now. Is this new? Am I actually at risk? Should I be selling things? Should I be doing something different? Those are the right questions, and by the end of this video, you are going to have real answers, not opinions, not politics, not panic. Pattern recognition built from the last 3 times this exact number appeared and what happened to the families on both sides of it. Because here is what nobody tells you about a recession probability spike. It is not a warning that the sky is falling, it is a clock. And the families who know how to read that clock are the ones who end up buying assets at 40 cents on the dollar when everyone else is selling in a panic. That is the opportunity inside the threat. Stay with me. First, let us look at what is actually driving the number right now, because this did not come from nowhere. The Iran war started February the 28th. The US economy lost jobs in February, before the war's full downstream impact hit the data. Consumer sentiment has fallen 4 straight months. Credit card delinquencies are at their highest level since 2012. The Atlanta Federal Reserve already cut its first quarter GDP growth estimate from 3.2% down to 2.1%, and that revision came before the energy shock fully registered. JP Morgan looked at that combination and said 40%. Goldman Sachs looked at the same data and said 25%. Both numbers published the same week. That does not happen unless the signal is real. Now, is this new? No. This is the 3rd time in the last decade that recession probability crossed 40% at a major institution. And looking at what happened each time is exactly where the playbook comes from. 2019, JP Morgan raised recession odds to 40% as the US-China trade war accelerated. Tariffs were rising, business investment was slowing, consumer confidence was dropping. Sound familiar? The recession was avoided, but only because the Federal Reserve had room to cut rates 3 times in quick succession. Today, the Fed is pinned. Inflation is already running above 2%. 2022, recession probability hit 45% as the Fed began its fastest rate hiking cycle in 40 years to fight post-pandemic inflation. The technical recession was avoided by the narrowest possible margin, but real wages fell for 18 consecutive months. For the bottom half of American earners, that was a recession in everything but the official name. The families who had attacked their debt and built a cash buffer before that cycle came through intact. The families living paycheck to paycheck in January 2022 were in serious trouble by August. 2007, recession odds crossed 40% in the 2nd quarter. The actual recession did not begin until December 2007, 6 months between the signal and the impact. The families who acted in that window, who paid down variable rate debt, who built cash reserves, who reduced their exposure to over-leveraged assets, came through the subsequent 2 years in a position to buy. The families who waited for the official announcement adjusted at the worst possible moment. The window between the signal and the impact is where everything gets decided. Right now, that window is open. So, what do the families who come through recessions intact actually do differently? This is not theory. This is the documented behavior across the last 3 cycles. First, they attacked high-interest debt before the recession arrived, not during before. Credit card debt in America is now at $1.17 trillion. At that rate, a $10,000 balance costs $2,490 per year in interest alone, before a single dollar of principal is touched. In a recession, that balance does not shrink. Income drops, the balance grows. Paying down 24.9% debt is a guaranteed 24.9% return. The families who came through 2008 had already cleared their high-rate debt. The families who had not were trapped. Nothing in the market offers that certainty right now. Second, they built a liquid cash buffer, not invested cash, liquid. The current U.S. personal savings rate is 3.8%. The historical average is 7%. 58% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. In a recession, 3 to 6 months of expenses is the difference between a crisis and a problem. The goal does not have to be 6 months today if that feels impossible. 1 month is the first step. 1 month changes what your options look like.
Hey, real quick, sorry to break in, and this one does matter. JP Morgan doesn't move their forecasts publicly unless they are already moving privately. When institutional money prices in a recession, real estate gets impacted. The real estate crash bundle of courses that I put together walks you through what to do at each stage of the real estate downturn before the pressure arrives so that you can thrive, not while you are already inside it. That window does not stay open. Check the limited link below for the real estate crash bundle, and now let's get right back to it.
The stock market fell 34% in 2022, 57% in 2008. Equities do not hold value through recessions. Cash, treasury bills, and real assets with income have historically performed better across every one of those cycles. This is not a call to sell everything. It is a call to look at your current allocation and ask, if the market falls 30%, what does my plan look like? Fourth, and this is the one most people miss, they made their plan before the recession was confirmed. The NBER officially declares recessions after the fact, typically 6 to 9 months late. By the time the declaration comes, the damage is done. The families who adjusted their spending and cash in the months before the confirmation are the ones who had options. Here is the success story that runs through every recession cycle. It is not the wealthiest family, it is the most prepared one. In 2008, the families who held cash through the downturn were the buyers in 2010 and 2011, when real estate was available at 40 cents on the dollar. In 2020, the families who did not panic sell in March were holding assets that doubled in value by December. Success comes to the prepared. In 2022, the families who had already cleared their high-rate debt were not devastated by rate hikes. They were positioned correctly. Recessions transfer wealth. Every cycle, from the unprepared to the prepared, that transfer is already beginning in the setup phase we are in right now. If this video clarified your thinking, put that clarity to work now. The link below connects you to a program built specifically for where we are in this cycle. Use it before the 40% becomes something you wish you had prepared for. This is what preparation looks like. Stay tuned. The next video covers exactly what the downstream economic chain looks like. Subscribe so you do not miss it. And share this with the people in your life who need the playbook before the clock runs out. Preparation is the only protection. 40%. The signal is real. The window is open. What will you do next?